Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be on another update on the very extremely active pattern across the east and across the east or east of the Rockies, I should say. And also a major change for the west or northwest especially. A lot of cold air is going to be spilling in and pretty much an east or west to east based pattern of cold air. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about that is going to set up. And I'll also update you guys on the Alberta Clipper that's going to happen in the next 24 hours across the Midwest. So this is the GFS model. GFS is not really good to pick up with Alberta Clippers or short-term events like the Alberta Clipper. And so, sorry guys, I'm running out. But still, let's take a look at it. So you can see, there's gonna be an initial band of snow across central Wisconsin. It's gonna leave maybe an inch at most, but then with this heavy snow band sets up, and that could leave 1 to 2 inch snowfall rates per hour some areas, and then Detroit's gonna get hit by this. Some lake effect on the backside of this system in northern Illinois, but northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin, as of now, and most likely are gonna get missed out by this. So that's quite unfortunate if you love snow like me. And you could see this is NAMs are pretty much all the NAM families or ensembles are pretty much showing the same story. Just a little band of precipitation here, but then here the low itself, the north of the low, there's gonna be some heavy precipitation, and that's gonna drop down into central Wisconsin and central Michigan, and then Detroit's just gonna get hit by this also. But central Wisconsin, northern Illinois just seems to be missed out by this where I live. So again, not everything hits us. Yesterday there was a band of snow that happened with a Clipper that wasn't expected. Left about 2 inches of snow here. That was very exciting. It was a heavy snow I have not seen for several years. That's how heavy it was. It was almost yellow on the radar reflectivity, not green. So that was very exciting. Um, Now let's look at the HER model to get a better look at this and see some of the accumulations. But I'll go back to the NAM with the accumulations because the HER model does not go far enough to encompass the whole accumulation. So you can see the band of snow sets up can maybe clip northern Illinois if we're lucky, southern Wisconsin. But here's the main band of snow, and you can see this low just is pretty strong for an Alberta Clipper. I mean, 993, that's pretty strong for an Alberta Clipper. So there's going to be some strong, intense snow bands with this, and that just sets up right over central Wisconsin. Maybe some parts of southern Wisconsin are going to get into this, but with the HER model looks like that. But overall, it does not look too good for central Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, and northern Illinois. But central Wisconsin and central Michigan are going to get hit by this a lot. Let's go back to the NAM 12 km so we can see how much snow is going to hit areas like Detroit and other areas like that in central Wisconsin, central Michigan. So you could see quite a bit, and Detroit is right in this range. So that is somewhere in the 5, 6, 7 inch category, and that is quite a bit of snow from just an Alberta Clipper. Because I mean, it's not. It could be called an Alberta Clipper, whatever you want, but it's definitely not a strong enough storm to be considered a snowstorm. But you can see it's going to be fairly powerful. It's going to have quite a bit of moisture to work with. I mean, leaving behind up to 8 inches of snow. That's quite a decent. That's quite a exceptional amount for an Alberta Clipper. So that's it with the Alberta Clipper. But now let's go to 2 meter temperature anomaly. So that is pretty much depicting whether the temperatures are going to be above or below average. Anywhere you see blue is below average. Anywhere you see red is above average. And you can see that right now, as of now, there's a pattern where the cold is staying east of the Rockies, and it's diving way south into the United States. But this pattern soon will change. There's a warm up coming up for the east, so that will most likely melt all the snow that's gonna fall in central Wisconsin and Michigan. But it stays there for quite a bit of time. But right in time for Christmas, you could see what I mean by west to east based pattern. Pretty much now it's just gonna be west to east. The cold air is gonna be up north, and the warm air is gonna stay to the south. So this pattern is gonna continue. A little bit moderation once in a while, but overall it's gonna continue. And so northwest, seeing a lot of snow probably with this a lot of precipitation. So if you live in areas where they receive a lot of rain this time of the year, you probably will, because these type of patterns also spawn big storms. So big storms possible across the north around Christmas time. I don't know if it'll be before or after Christmas, so whether or not it'll be a white Christmas for many across the north, I don't know, but possibility of major storms with this pattern across the north, because in the um with the pattern that we had, where it's just pretty much a jet stream dives south into the United States. This pattern just doesn't support big snowstorms, and it just maybe across the south and east, but for central U.S. it just supports Alberta Clippers, which are pretty much nothing. So this pattern sets up for some major snowstorms. So I'm excited about that. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully, you learned something new. Hopefully, you are excited as I am, and stay safe out there driving in those road conditions where it's gonna snow in your area. So, see you guys on the next episode.